Hi everyone, this is Rahul. Today we're gonna see a tutorial related to Java annotation. Java annotation is a tag that represents metadata that is attached with classes, methods, or fields to indicate some additional information which can be used by compiler and JVM. Annotations are denoted with @ symbol. Java annotation is an alternative option for XML and Java marker interface. We can have a built-in annotation as well as a custom annotation. In built-in annotation, we can have annotations from java.lang package and java.lang.annotation package. In java.lang package, there are actually three annotations. Those are @override annotation, @deprecated annotation, and @suppress warning annotation. And from java.lang.annotation package, there are @target annotation, @retention annotation, @inherited annotation, and @documented annotation. Basically, this java.lang.annotation package is used in another annotation to create a custom annotation basically. So we'll see first the annotations from java.lang package. First one is @override annotation. So what actually @override annotation means? So when we have a superclass and it has a method, and if we want to override that method in subclass and we want to write something else in the implementation of that method, so we can use the override annotation. Here is the example of override annotation. So I have taken one base class which has display method and it is displaying base display, and there is derived class which is extending a base class, and it is overriding the display method and displaying the output as display derived display int. So I have created the object of base class which holds the instance of derived class, and simply we are calling that display method. So basically here, because of overridden one, it actually calls the display method. So as you can see the output, it will show the derived display int as an output. So here, when we as soon as we write @override here, it detects this particular method as an overridden one. So this is the utility, or this is the function of override annotation. So let's move on to deprecated annotation. There is another annotation which is a second annotation which is a deprecated annotation. So in what does the deprecated means? Deprecated means whatever the method or class you are using, that particular method or class will be unavailable or will not be available in next version of Java. So it's a good practice to not to use those particular methods or class. So here what I have did is I created two classes. One is a deprecated annotation class and another one is a class A. So here I have created the object of the class and I am just calling m2 and m1 method. So here you can see a strike over m2 method, and here also compiler is giving this ID is giving a suggestion that this one is a deprecated method. So I have explicitly, this one is a user defined actually deprecated method. I have deprecated annotation I have created. So here you I have given the at the deprecated annotation here. So this particular method is act as a deprecated one. So in Java doesn't recommend to use this particular method, this deprecated method. So it's better not to use this method. So this is related to the deprecated annotation. So let's move on to suppress warning annotation. There is a third annotation at the suppress warning annotation. So here, if you can see, I have created one program that is suppress warning demo. So simply the program can be written like this. I have created one array list which holds three objects, John, Peter and Tom, and simply I am printing those objects. So I am getting the output as John, Peter and Tom. Okay, so if I want to use surprise warning annotation here, then how can I use it? So I just uncomment this surprise warning annotation, and I have to just remove this generic object, generic type, sorry, generic type. So here you can see the compiler is actually telling that reference to generic type array list E should be parameterized. So it should be parameterized, but even if we haven't given this, so we have given the surprise warning annotation, because of this it won't complain and it will give the output as it was before. So you can see John, Peter, Tom, but it's better practice to not not to use this surprise warning annotation, even if it is even if it is important, because of this it can cause problem later. So um, careful while using this surprise warning annotation. So now let's move on move on to another topic, that is Java custom annotation. So we'll see this at the rate target annotation, at the rate retention annotation, at the rate inherited, and at the rate documented annotation in next tutorial. So meanwhile we will see Java custom annotation. So what are the Java custom annotations? Actually, Java custom annotations are user defined annotations which are easy to create and use. The at the rate interface element is used to declare an annotation. If you see, for example, here at the rate interface you need to put before creating any annotation, and this would be the annotation name, means at the rate interface. Okay, and here there should be annotation name. Okay, annotation name, and then open braces and curly braces. This is the syntax of creating custom annotation. But there are few points to remember while creating the custom annotation. So those are its method. If it has method, suppose if this particular annotation has a method, if it has a method, then this particular method should not have any throws clause, and method can return a primitive data type, string, class, enum, or array of these data types. Method should not have any parameter. It should not have any parameter. Method should not have any parameter. Okay, no parameter should have. Then we should attach at the rate just before the interface keyword to define annotation. We need to attach at the rate, otherwise it won't means compiler don't recognize it. So that is the thing. And another thing is, if you declare any method inside the annotation, then you can specify the default value for that annotation. You can specify the default value, suppose int, it is returning int, so I can give any value, suppose 0 or 1. You can give those values. So this is related to custom annotation. So there are actually three types of annotation. So those are marker annotation, then single value annotation, and multi-value annotation. So marker annotations are the annotation which doesn't have any methods into it. So the simple way to declare marker annotation, first one is at the rate, and after that just followed by interface, and whatever the annotation name you want to create, and that name has to be come after that. So, and open braces and curly braces, this is the marker annotation. So for example, we have seen marker annotation example, and those are at the rate surprise warning annotation, no, at the deprecated annotation, sorry, at the deprecated annotation, and at the rate override annotation. Those are the example of marker annotation. Then second one is a single value annotation. Single value annotation can be declared as at the interface, my annotation, then single value. It means it must have a single value, single method. Okay, the method name can be anything. You can put anything. Okay, and you can even give the default value to this particular method. And how to access this value, or how to access this annotation. So to access the annotation, you can write at the rate my annotation, and then whatever the function name is given here, so same function name you have to use. And if you don't want to use the default value, then you can specify your own value, and you can write like this above the class or above the method, so you can use those values. So third one is a multi-value annotation. In multi-value annotation, you can actually create more than one method. Okay, so here I have given two method, so you can have more than one method. Means you can have, if suppose boolean. I have created two methods. One is a value and second one is a value 2, and I have also given the default value to those particular methods. So I am creating here, suppose m1. Okay, m1, then default value would be, you can give it, or you it's your choice. If you want to give it, then you can give it. Otherwise, um, it will you can directly specify the method name only. Okay, default means like that, like this. I can also specify m1 method, and this is returning boolean value. So here, how can I use this? So same, if you want to use those values from this particular annotation, then you have to just write at the rate whatever the name of your annotation, and how many functions are there here. So suppose value and value 2 and m1, right? So value, I have given the value like 10. Value 2, I have given the string like Tom. And there is another method we have added. So m1 equal to I can give you true. Okay, so above the class or the method, you can actually use this particular annotation. So these are related to types of annotations. So in next tutorial, we're gonna see how we can create a custom annotation, and how to use these particular annotation to create the custom annotation. So do like and share and subscribe my channel. So we'll see in next tutorial. Thank